With a combination of performance, design quality, and battery life, the Acer Chromebook Spin 713 is one of the best Chromebooks on the market right now, but the lack of an attached stylus is odd for a two-in-one, and the design takes few aesthetic chances. The 713 is not a stripped-down economy model despite its low price. It passed MIL-STD 810G tests against risks, including a 4-foot drop, because it's made of aluminum rather than plastic and has an antibacterial Gorilla Glass screen and touchpad. Its Core i5-10210U processor and 8 GB of RAM are paired with a 128 GB NVMe solid-state drive, rather than the smaller capacity, slower eMMC flash storage used in most Chromebooks. It includes an HDMI port, which is welcome given that practically all Chromebooks need users to utilize a USB-C to display port or USB-C to HDMI converter. The Spin is a little deeper than competitors due to its tall screen, measuring 0.66 by 11.8 by 9.3 inches, versus 0.54 by 12.6 by 8.1 inches for the competitive Asus Chromebook Flip C436. It's not hefty, albeit the Flip is half a pound lighter, but it's a little heavy to hold in your hands, rather than leave in your lap in tablet mode. It's a silver-gray square with chrome embellishments on the outside. The lid is decorated with black Chromebook and chrome Acer emblems. The Acer Chromebook Spin 713 lives up to its name, with a screen that can be spun back to use as a tablet or propped up as a stand. While the huge top and bottom bezels look antiquated, the device's 13.5-inch IPS LCD touchscreen, with a brilliant 2256 by 1504 screen and a productive 3:2 aspect ratio, is probably one of its best features. Even with off-angle viewing, images look sharp on this laptop. The Spin 713's Corning Gorilla Glass screen is glossy, yet thanks to its brilliant LED lighting, it can be used outside. It also supports Google's USI standard, which means it will operate with any USI pen right out of the box. A 720p webcam sits on top of the bezel, and while its quality isn't great, it'll suffice for your everyday Zoom conference calls. Even with the tiny text and icons of its natural 2256 by 1504 pixel resolution, the VertiView display, as Acer calls it, remains readable. In the settings panel, you can pick among 9 looks-like or faux resolutions to scale screen elements, just like on most Chromebooks. White backgrounds are beautifully white and contrast is decent. Brightness is adequate, but not startling. Colors are vibrant and beautifully saturated, and viewing angles are wide. Touchscreen operations are quick and precise. There's no stylus, but the 360-degree flip and fold hinge makes switching between laptop, easel, tent, and tablet modes a breeze. There's little shaking when tapping the screen in laptop mode. The top screen bezel's 720p webcam takes slightly dim but sharp and vivid images. The bottom-mounted speakers produce a hollow sound. There's not a lot of bass, but you can see when the recordings overlap. The volume lowers quickly after the peak, yet it's still enough to fill a small room. The Acer Spin 713 is undeniably powerful with an Intel Core i5-1135G7 Tiger Lake processor, 8 GB of RAM, and lightning-fast 256 GB PCIe NVMe storage. With this much power, it necessitates the use of a CPU fan to keep it cool while under load. Despite my love for quiet laptops, the fan is quiet enough that it isn't distracting even when going full speed, which is an acceptable trade-off for the laptop's speed performance. The 2 exit air vents next to the hinge and the intake vent at the base properly dissipate heat, keeping the laptop cool in my lap from overheating. The backlit keyboard is laid out similarly to a Chromebook, with a search and launch key, replacing caps lock and browser and system functions along the top row. Though they're tiny, the cursor arrow buttons are in the proper reversed T rather than a RAW. The keyboard has a nice fast typing feel to it, with only a little noise and decent tactile feedback as you type. A huge square touchpad with no buttons taps and glides effortlessly. I have high expectations for the typing experience on a laptop, and the Spin 713's plastic deck keys do not disappoint. It boasts an equal backlighting and nice key travel with good tactile feedback. When compared to high-end laptops like the Dell XPS 15, the plastic feels a little cheap, but it doesn't detract from the typing experience. I've written several blog articles on it for the 9 to 5 Laptops website and haven't felt slowed down by the keys. I particularly like the large palm rests, which allow for a comfortable typing experience even when using it for extended periods of time. However, at this price, I wish there was a fingerprint scanner. The revised Spin 713 maintains the previous model's amazing port variety. There are 4 ports on the left side of the unit, 2 USB-C with Thunderbolt 4, both capable of 4 to 5 watt fast charging and data transfers, 1 HDMI, and a headphone jack. On the right, between the power button and the volume rocker, is another USB-C port and an HDMI port. The AC adapter can be plugged into any USB-C port. Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth are two wireless connection options. Chrome OS is installed on Acer's Chromebook Spin 713, and my impression of it has been consistent. Google's operating system is rock solid and simple to use. You may use it to browse the web and even run Android and Linux desktop applications. There are no viruses or malware, and Chrome OS upgrades in the background to keep your device running smoothly and securely. There's no doubting that operating system has evolved quite a bit since the CR48 days, and with each upgrade, it gets better and better. For basic activities, there's more than enough Android and Linux applications, but power users may want to grab a Windows PC for Photoshop or video work. It's a delight to set up the Spin 713. After I've entered my details and information, Chrome OS identifies a new software update and installs it automatically, sparing me from having to restart my computer while I'm working. My Google account was also easy to set up, and I was on my computer with all of my applications synced with my other devices in no time. The speed in which the operation is completed is astounding. Microsoft has a few things to learn here from Google.